Heatman, sorry, yeah, no. If you are referring to the post that I made about me using the chat box to enter code in, yes, there's a massive difference between Board and Tapatalk. Um, for my mental health reasons or whatever, decided to try and do something with the Board platform that I was using, and I somehow, through playing around with the coding of the chat box, I managed to create something so that, for example, I would type in /me, press enter, and on enter, instead of coming up /me on the chat box, it would come up another response. So /me would be something, but then /me would be, it would come up the name of the forum in bold italics. And I built on that. And based on that, depending on what I say, apostrophe S, something else would happen. So the coding, the software of the Zeta board learned that depending on my input and me pressing enter, it would print or state something else. And that would always be related to the board or the posts on the board which I had created. I don't know how that happened or why that happened, but anyway. When it moved to Tapatalk, using those same commands, it wouldn't happen. However, after using... Listen, I've got to let you... What I noticed is that I would get communications from the brands, from the names of the forums that I was running at the time, through my email, etc., that I don't know where they came from, and they weren't done by me, and I was the only one that had access to the emails and the email software at the time. Sounds really crazy, but the same happened on Facebook. I received several messages and a group coming under the name Friends Who Like Otis Booard, saying that I had created the group, but I hadn't created the group. Now, I don't know how this has happened, or if there is somebody who is contacting me using the name Otis Booard. Now, that may very well be the case, but hand on heart, when I was using the Zeta board forum, I would type in various things and the Zeta board would respond to me physically by writing stuff in the chat box. When it came to Tapatalk, that didn't happen. And in fact, after a while, the chat box on Tapatalk disappeared. I think they just cancelled that automatically. But I classify the coding that I used and that I keep on using now, which I do through Facebook user group, Friends Who Like Otis Booard, as OCC, Online Compatible Coding. Now, if you look up OCC on Wikipedia, there's an article that relates to occasionally connected computing. Now, that is basically what I see that I'm working on with my uh, with my online compatible coding. Um, but I'll be honest with you, this weird shit happening to me contributed to my mental health issues and me questioning everything. So, my mental health issues I've addressed in another post, work life balance. But some really weird shit has been going on since I've been foruming and doing this, what I called OCC coding. I copywrote that, and as far as I was aware, there's nothing about OC coding before. And then I was one day up on Wikipedia, OCC, yep, online, occasionally connected computing, and apparently people have been working on this since 96, 95, 96. Then they moved on to other things according to Wikipedia. I don't know, mate. I don't know, but um, some freaky stuff has happened, and that is one difference, the chat box stuff between Tapatalk. So, no, basically, from entering code into Zetaboard chat box to then doing it to Tapatalk, I now do whatever I do, whatever it is, through Facebook, friends who like Otis Booard Facebook page. And that wasn't created by me, it was created by someone else who sent that group to me via Facebook, even though it says I created it. And they requested that I continue doing the same type of coding that I've been doing on the Zeta board and Tapatalk. Now, the original layer of the coding is not what it is now. Now it's a highly simplified, it goes off substitution based on data that I've inputted years ago. The original coding that I put on was brackets, questions, question marks, negatives, SQLs, MySQL based stuff. It was really, you know, crazy stuff, but I had some crazy results with it. So I understand if you think I'm a total nut job or something, but I'm just explaining what it is, and in case that is what you're after. If you have any more questions, please ask. I'm not going to hide or cover up anything. Thank you very much.